Lazevo likes to talk about life while he's shooting people in the face. Lazevo.
What is going on, everybody? It's Lazevo here, and happy Valentine's Day. Yes, that's right. It is February 14th, the time of year where it reminds us of the ones we love or how crappy our single lives are. Wherever you're at, happy Valentine's Day. But what I thought I would do this year is talk about something that I mentioned in a previous video and I got a lot of comments on. It's called the 5 love languages. Now, I brought this up talking about my divorce because this was a tool that me and my ex used when our marriage was struggling the first time to kind of rescue it from that downfall. And I think it's a really good tool. It's applicable to all relationships, not just the ones you have with your significant others, but like to everyone, to your kids, to your friends, whoever you are, wherever you are. So I guess without further ado, let's just jump into it. This is all based around a book called The 5 Love Languages, written by a guy named Gary Chapman. This dude has like 30 years of experience as a marriage counselor, so he knows what he's talking about. And he basically says at the beginning of the book that everyone has in them like an emotional bank account. So think of it just like a bank account that you have. And instead of money going in and out, you have like love deposits going in and out. So you are receiving love from other people and you are giving out love to other people, whether you know it or not, in every interaction, in every relationship that you have all the time. So what he tries to say is that people speak to each other and receive love in 5 different ways, basically. And through those ways, you can either build someone's bank account or you can make you're making deposits or withdrawals. And the other thing that's real interesting is if you're not speaking the right language to a person, you may think you're depositing, but you're really not. They're not receiving it as deposits. It's like, you're giving them foreign money or something, if you want to think about it and keeping that analogy going. So it's a really interesting thought. So let's just look at each one of the 5 here. We'll start with the first one, which is words of affirmation. So this is like compliments, good job, way to go, attaboys, as I like to call them. It's just constant words, right? Your words mean more to them than actions. If this is your primary love language, you're going to be looking for all those compliments, all the, whatever. You look nice, you look good, you look pretty, however you want to say it. And it's not just necessarily words. It could be writing them poems. It could be leaving them notes. All those count as your words meaning something to that person. So that's just words of affirmation, right? The second love language is quality time. This is a popular one with women. I know. I think it's maybe it's the most popular. I don't know, but basically what that is spending time with each other. Going on walks in the park, going on dates, just you and her. And quality time, guys, only counts when they have your complete undivided attention. So if you're watching SportsCenter and she's sitting on the couch talking to you, that doesn't really count as quality time. So you really gotta make your focus her for it to count. But that's the quality time thing. Like I said, I feel like that one's a popular one with the ladies. So the next one is receiving gifts. Now, this is one that could get expensive, fellas, if your lady is her love language is receiving gifts. But basically what that is just how it sounds. Every time you give them a gift, give them a present, and it means so much more to them than maybe somebody else. Like me, this is not my love language at all. I don't speak in gifts. I don't care about gifts, and I have a hard time giving them. And, it's just one of those things that's just not in me. So this one's tough. But the one thing to know is that it's really not so much about the gift for these people. It's more the thought behind the gift. The gift reminds these kind of people that you're thinking about them, that you're wondering about them when they're not there, and you thought about them enough to get them something. It doesn't even have to be a purchase thing or an expensive thing. It could be you're walking through the park and you pick a flower or something, and that you think, I'm going to give this to this person. That kind of thing. Handmade gifts, like you make them a Valentine or whatever. I don't know. This sounds more and more gay as I talk about it, but I'm just throwing things out there. But anyway, that's a way to make it cheaper for you guys. It's not so much about the money with these people or how much you spend on them, but it's about the thought behind it. Okay, the fourth love language is called acts of service. This again is pretty straightforward. This is doing other things to help that person. You know, if it's your wife, you're cleaning the house, vacuuming the house, putting the dishes away, giving the kids a bath, whatever, you know, wherever you're at, you're doing things for that person. You know, if it's your girlfriend, you wash her car for her, you do something, you're doing a service act for her, you help her with her laundry, whatever it is, you know what it is, guys. And that's gonna fill up their love tank. And it says, I'm just reading off the website, it says laziness, broken commitments, and making more work for them is bad news. So like, that's one of the things you got to watch out for is broken commitments and laziness. So that will actually make withdrawals from their emotional love tank. Now the last one, fifth love language, is physical touch. This one is popular with the fellas. So if you're a guy out there, you pretty much like to be touched most of the time. I'm going to say this is like 75% of men maybe have this love language. This happens to be my own. Like I said, I'm in the majority there. But it doesn't necessarily have to mean like getting it on in the bedroom. That's one of the things, that's one of the misconceptions. Like it could be holding hands, it could be, you know, getting a back rub, anything where you're just touching each other that shows you how to, you know, shows your affection for that person. That's how you're gonna see it, and that's how it's gonna come across. Now, you may be wondering how you can know which love language you are. And the easiest way is to figure out, if you don't know what you receive, the best way is to go back and think, how do I show love to other people? Because typically the way you show love to other people is going to be the way that you want to be loved yourself. So for me, as an example, physical touch, I'm always touching whoever I'm with, whether it's this sounds really bad, but whatever it is, like if you're with your buddies, it's bumping knuckles. You know, if you're with your girlfriend, you know, it's like putting your arm around her, holding her hand, that kind of thing. That's how I do it. So if you're not sure what somebody else is, look for how they're trying to show you love and affection, and that will help give you an insight. Now I'm going to put a link in the description to the website for this. There's actually an assessment on there, which is like a little test you can take to kind of help you figure it out. Most of the time people aren't just one or two of these. Most of the time people are at least one or two of these. And so don't worry if you have two that are about the same or whatever. It's just usually one is your primary and one is your secondary, and the other ones are kind of less. Now, that being said, we all enjoy all of them, I think. So it's just a matter of which ones speak more to you. But the key is, if you're not filling up the person that you're with in the right way, you may think that you're depositing into her love bank account, but his or her love bank account, but you may not be actually making deposits. You may be making withdrawals even. So you really got to watch that. You could be working really hard and not making any progress. And so it's important to find out how that person receives love so that you can show her that, him or her, that I keep saying her, so you can show him or her that love in the proper way. That's it, guys. This video went a little bit long, so it's something that like I said, I think it's really good stuff. It's really interesting. If you like to read or whatever, just pick the book up, and it applies to all relationships, whether it's your friends, your family, your kids, whatever. Everyone feels and receives love in these 5 ways, and you can better improve your relationships by using this method, I think. So take a look. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any thoughts or comments or experience with this stuff, leave them in the comments, post video responses, whatever you want to do. And that's it, guys. I'm out. Happy Valentine's Day.